Rough start to the season if you're a Raiders fan, like me. So basically, the Silver and Black went on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers and lost 22-10. That would be all fine and dandy if it wasn't for the fact we had multiple chances to win this game. Ugh. Like, just... I swear this team just wants you to... I swear this team is doing this to us on purpose. It's got to be, right? Like... All right, we're going to cover this in our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts because everybody has their own version of it. Winners and losers, risers and fallers. Ours is Standouts and Fizzouts because of Pop. That's right. There we go. Got the Coke sign. Now, we're not sponsored by Coke or any other big pop company yet. Okay, sorry. Pop or soda for those of you in the comment section. You know who you are. We're not sponsored by any of them yet, but we don't care because pop is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it needs to replace all water. Like, why couldn't have God made our bodies being made 70% of Coke? I would love that. But, by the way, let us know what kind of pop or soda you guys drink in the comment section below. Is it that Coke, that Diet Dr. Thunder, that Pepsi, Mountain Dew, whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below. But we're going to cover it, okay? So... there is a plethora of standouts in this one, and there's even more fizzouts. So we'll get right into it. So the standouts for the Raiders, I've got to give it out. The biggest standout to me, really, honestly, was Alexander Mattison. 5 carries, 19 yards. That says something. But also 4 catches, 43 yards. I believe he scored the only Raider touchdown today. And yes, he got it from Gardner Minshew, but he made a fantastic leaping play where he brings you a lot in the running game, obviously, but he's an even better pass-catching running back coming out of the backfield. He's fantastic in that regard, and I'm really glad that the Raiders used him there. So that's awesome, right? So that's number one. Alexander Mattison was awesome. So overall, came away and finished the game with about over 60 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. Awesome. Brock Bowers also is the next standout here. So Brock Bowers, 6 catches, 58 yards, and you started to see in some of those later developing routes and over the middle of the field as well, like, he is going to be this team's security blanket this year. Yes, you've got Devontae. Yes, you've got Jacoby Myers, but Brock Bowers over the middle for the win. Every time. Love it. Brock Bowers is going to be an absolute mismatch for opposing defenses. And you saw it. Like, late in the game, they were targeting him over the middle. But there was a hip drop tackle. Nobody called on him, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But Brock Bowers, absolute stud. He's going to be a big part of this offense moving forward. Brock Bowers, now it's Jacoby Myers. So Jacoby Myers, 3 catches, 61 yards. And he really showed that he could be that guy that provides you a little bit of a spark outside of Devontae Adams and obviously now Brock Bowers. Had that really deep ball there early in the game. Also was showing some of his shiftiness later on as well. And we just need to see more shots down the field. Like, this offense has got to be better. Got to be better. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Also, a standout for the Raiders against the Chargers, Max Crosby. Now, the defense, I'm a little hesitant to cover this one because the defense actually wasn't horrible, but Max Crosby, 5 total tackles, had the team's only sack, and the defensive line in terms of the pass rush was getting after it, but Max Crosby, we're always going to give love to him. Devontae Adams just continues to be that rock-solid wide receiver 1 for the Raiders, 5 for 59 today. Don't really have anything bad to say about him. Robert Spillane led the team in tackles. 10 was really all over the place, and guys like Ladd McConkey for the Chargers, where they do pose a little bit of a threat in terms of their athleticism, like, he really didn't get loose. Like, there really wasn't any big plays in terms of the middle of the field in that regard. Now, the run defense, we'll get into that too, but overall, felt like Robert Spillane did pretty good. And then finally, the final standout for this game for me really was the pass rush. Like, I know they only registered 1 sack with Max Crosby, but Justin Herbert was constantly under duress, and both the D ends and the D tackles, there was constant pressure, there was constant games, there was constant ways that the Raiders were making it tough on Justin Herbert from the passing perspective. And so, yes, I really felt like the D-line does deserve a little bit of credit and does deserve a little bit of, you got to give them some love there. So, fizzouts, Gardner Minshew, start Aiden O'Connell now. Just do it. Like, I understand that they were more impressed with Gardner Minshew, or at least they felt like he deserved more of an opportunity. Start him now. I'm starting this wagon train right now because not only the fact that this guy basically, I mean, his 2 turnovers were egregious, but also, I mean, 23 of 33 for 257, a touchdown and a pick. Like, despite that, there was really no, like, deep shots. Yes, there were those little bit intermediate, like those 16, 17-yard throws that he was making, but there were no deep shots. There was no real threat there for the Raiders offense, and that is the most frustrating thing because it's not like this team doesn't have weapons. So, replace him now. I'm not going to do this. I'm just not going to do that. I'm about ready to lose it. So Gardner Minshew, first he had that fumble that went out of his hand and went back, and which led to I think it was either the Chargers taking the lead or going on and kicking a field goal out of the deal, which not great. And then also Divine Diablo, boy, how many tackles could you miss? Not what was that? The J.K. Dobbins, both of his long runs were on Divine Diablo, or at least he was a big reason for it. Also, Adam Butler didn't help things on that second one with that 60-yarder. Also, the touchdown run there where he was offsides and missed the play on J.K. Dobbins on that touchdown run. Just not a good day for Divine Diablo. Also missed a tackle on Quentin Johnson there. Yeesh, not good. Not good. The run defense, like we touched on, like J.K. Dobbins had a day. Like he was good, but he wasn't, 135 yards on 10 carries good. Almost 13 yards, almost 14 yards a carry. Just okay. Zamir White. Now, Zamir White wasn't horrible. He actually was relatively respectable, but he had that fumble that the Chargers recovered early in the game. But 13 for 44 was Zamir White. Also did finish the game with 2 catches for 2 yards. So 46 yards, whatever. It really was the fact that this offensive line couldn't get anything going in terms of the run game or in terms of the pass, really. Like, it really wasn't good. That's another thing. The O-line, no help in terms of the run game. No, like the Gardner Minshew was constantly under duress, and I think that the Chargers were getting there early and often. And so, I mean, what did they register on the day? I forgot off the top of my head. I think it was at least 4 sacks, just 3 or 4 sacks. Yeah, it's just horrible, just awful. So, is what it is there. Also, Daniel Carlson missing that field goal late in the game did kind of mess things up early on, because not only did it not give you the lead or whatever, but it also made it really tough for you later in the game, where if you had kicked that field goal, all you needed was a field goal to get back into it. And then, of course, the Chargers, Trayvon Morgan, Marcus Epps both missed that Ladd McConkey tackle on that touchdown. It really was like a matter of heart at the end there. Like it was almost like they didn't want to be there, which is atrocious. Both of them missed that tackle, so that's great. Then also the no call on the hips tackle, or on the hip drop tackle on Brock Bowers, not good. Like, clearly was a hip drop tackle on Derwin James, and it's games like this where my counseling bills are definitely going to be a little bit higher for the week, just because my therapist doesn't want to listen to this anymore. I kid, of course, but at the end of the day, the Raiders, and the decision to punt it there late in the game when you're down by 2 scores, it's like, dude, what do you got to lose? Like, I understand that you want your defense to go make a play there, but you only get so many possessions in a game. And if you go down swinging, at least you go down swinging, right? But, oh boy, things need to get better quickly. But overall, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let us know what kind of pop you guys do drink. Is it the Coke, the Pepsi, the Mountain Dew? Is it that Diet Dr. Thunder for those of you that went through tough times like we did? Let us know in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of Standouts and FIZZOUTS and the Raiders' loss to the Los Angeles Chargers.